Hello and welcome back to Stoneblock 2. We have a lot of infinity cows. Yeah. So weird thing, actually. This is probably less infinity cows than we actually were supposed to have. I looked at the automatic feeders here. Oh, okay, well this one still has some. Well, there are some that don't have any. I think it's the ones that are feeding the 4 sets. So these guys are drained. They are gonzo, they are done. They have done their work, they have done what they could, but now they are out of, although apparently, well, I guess there's just one then. I guess one of them just decided that, no, there's a couple. All right, so these two, for whatever reason, aren't finished. I thought they were done. So I was like, there seems to be more cows than what I had yesterday. But these cows have been running for a while. We're gonna save this for later. I don't need this right this moment, but we have been accruing some molten infinity. It hasn't, so strangely, even though that may look like, oh man, that's quite a bit, Choco, it's surprisingly pretty slow. So yeah, I'm gonna have to see. The thing is, this costs so much space. I did try very briefly with something called the Animal Rancher, I believe it's called. And this is supposed to be a block that will help harvest things and so on and so forth. It didn't seem to reliably milk the cow. Like, I tried dropping it in with the cows, made sure energy was flowing. It milked, like, I want to say several times, but then after that it was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what you're trying to do, fam. And it just gave up on me. I have no idea. Maybe we can fix that. I have no clue. But regardless, for today, what we want to be doing is we want to go ahead and start getting our actual ME system up, because as hilarious as having 9 bajillion cows over here is I really need to start getting that going. If we don't, we're gonna have some problems. Now, there is going to be eventually a very large, like, I'm gonna call it like the master ME. Oh, and by the way, this here, potentially an EMC thing. I'm not really sure. So something that's like a little more steady for EMC. I'm playing with the idea of condensed nether stars. We'll have to see about that whole shenaniganry. I'm not sure, but yeah. So with regards to the actual ME system, I want to set up at least the base one now. And then after I've set up the base one, then being able to make a big old ME thing somewhere else, probably, because we're gonna have to be setting up multiple ME systems. I know that sounds kind of strange if you're not, like, if you don't know Minecraft mod stuff, if you don't know AE2, and I barely do, then, like, and I say barely very, like, generously. There's a lot of stuff I just don't know. But whenever it comes to AE2, like, you can have ME systems kind of talk to each other, and then they can interact in some way. So you can have certain ME systems that are set up so you can actually just process certain things. So for example, if I would like to make an ME system for this condensed nether star thing, I could do that. You know, I can put into the interface and say, hey, I want you to always make sure they have X amount in here, or whatever the case may be. It doesn't really matter. It can do that, or I could do a bunch of other things like ME systems that are specifically mining the sieves and stuff like that. So we'll have to see. I'm not too sure about how I'm going to do all that yet, but for right now, I think we're just going to go ahead and get started with a pretty decent starter thing for it. And of course, I can adjust this as we go along. It's not like it's set in stone, so not too terribly big of a deal. But we're going to kick things off, as it were, by getting ourselves some ME drives, right? Because we're going to need some ME drives up in here. And I believe 64 is actually the correct number that I need. I'm also going to be needing... Ooh, yes! Yes! I am so looking forward to this part. Okay, so we have these, right? We have the ME dense covered cables and so on and so forth. I would actually love if I can make... So we have this covered cable, which can in turn turn into a dense covered cable, which I believe can turn into a dense smart cable. So I would love for that to be a thing. I would love for us to be able to take that. Can I upgrade these into like the dense ones, maybe? Any dense smart cable. Wait, what? What did I do? Okay, so Okay, no, that is okay. So I was like, wait, can I upgrade this to a dense cable? No, okay. I have to first so I have to take this existing covered cable, and then I'm going to need to make that into a dense covered cable, and then I believe I can go ahead and take this dense covered cable and make that into a smart cable, and this is one of the things that we really need. But that said, I actually do need some smart cables as well, so let's go ahead and learn how to make a covered cable, and let's get this going. This is one of the reasons why I waited until EMC, because there's just a lot of like this back and forth and just shenaniganry that I don't really want to deal with. But let me go ahead, let's take some of these cables out here. It's so nice I can just do that. And I'm going to make said cables into, I would like to make one dense cable, and then I would like to make it smart. Cool. And then with these covered cables, I would also like to be able to make these colored cables, covered, I didn't mean colored, covered cables into a smart cable. Smart cables, of course, the only difference being that I can see how many channels are currently being used up. Now, if you have, like for me, I tried to look this up and like learn things about this way back when, and I had to refresh myself. It's a while now. It's been a minute, so be patient with me whenever I inevitably screw it up. But yeah, there is a lot of like weirdness that goes on with AE2. So the smart cables let me see how many channels are being used, typically on a regular cable. So like even with these Fluix cables that we have here, stuff like that, there can only be up to 8 channels or 8 devices that use channels. This can be things like the import buses and stuff like that. So you can have 8 devices on a regular cable, and a dense cable can hold 32. So kind of a neato-canito thing. Ooh, also, so this was another thing that I kind of forgot to mention / really work out and do. I need to, well, I suppose I don't actually need to do it that way. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna rip these off here. So I have a crafting terminal and a pattern terminal. I don't actually think I need to worry about anything. Whoops. Oh, it was probably something in the crafting bench itself. Okay, so ME pattern terminal, ME crafting terminal. I'm gonna look up the word terminal, and I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and put in 3 crafting terminal. Actually, well, I guess we'll just do, to heck with it, whatever. We'll just do a whole stack of each. I can do it anyways, it doesn't really matter. He said no, and then eventually ran out of stuff. QQ every time. Ender Pearl, Fluix cable, sure, we'll throw those all in there. And plastic, sure. I have Ender, sure. I actually do think I need I have Ender in there. All right, anywho, so let's go ahead and take, oh, actually, before we run off, well, yeah, we're gonna set things up, I guess, first. So we're gonna run over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and start setting this all up. So as you can see here, we kind of have this whole shindig going on right now. The idea is that I would like for this to turn into a place where I can interface with my machines. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually rip off these sets here. Now that we're actually able to actually think about doing these things, which is in and of itself a victory. All right. I should probably even look into making this EMCable, because I am going to probably do all manner of shenaniganry to this. All right, so I'll fix this up in a moment. So we're gonna go ahead and start this whole thing off by, of course, introducing probably, I know this doesn't make a whole lot. Okay, so for those of you who know how to run AE2 stuff like super duper well, relax. I know this is gonna like make you really antsy to see me do things this way, but I just like the way these things look, and honestly, it shouldn't make a difference either way. I don't believe there's any like efficiency things I have to really worry about. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to take these terminals and we're just gonna slap in. Ooh, it doesn't take up the full thing. I was under the impression it would take up the full thing. I think we can fix that, right? With facades, maybe? Facades are not disabled in this pack, just hidden in JEI. To craft facades, place the block you want to create a facade out of. And for a 2 cable anchors and on adjacent sides of the block, if no output appears, then you cannot create a facade with that block. Okay. I'm trying to think. Okay, hold on. No. We can actually do something better? Question mark? I think we can. All right, so let me go in there and let me grab these. I think with cable facades, what I can do. Let's see. Let's test this out. I need to make some sea lanterns actually. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna dump these back in. Whoop. I was gonna just dump them back in there, but wait, I don't have any. I don't have any terminals left. All right, so let's go ahead and dump those into there. Do I have a sea lantern? I do indeed. And we just need one so I can learn how to make it through EMC, and then we can do whatever I please. All right, cool. So sea lanterns, boom, stack, beautiful. All right, so I am needing to craft facades, place the block you want to create a facade out in the center of a crafting grid, and 4 AE2 cable anchors on all adjacent sides. Okay, so I need AE2 cable anchors. So cable anchors. And there they are. They look not too bad. Oh, they don't have EMC. Okay. That's weird. Why does it not have an EMC? I am a little confused. Certus quartz. Cutting knife, I guess. I think this will actually blow out the durability of said thing, which is not great. I'm also going to keep a copper ingot just in case, and then I'm just going to do that a bunch of times. And iron ingots apparently were completely acceptable. Thanks, game, for making me blow through all those. That's fine. That's totally fine. And then we're going to go ahead and hopefully, let's just do this on a regular. Nah, never mind. I don't want to go look for one. I think I broke it. I was gonna say, let's just do this on a regular crafting bench, but All right, sea lanterns, blurp, blurp, blurp. Cable anchors. Okay, beautiful. And how many of these would I, well, let's just make a bunch. I don't know, doesn't matter. I'll just make a bunch of them. All right, network aesthetics. Beautiful. Okay, so what I would like to see is I would like for me to actually, if I can do this, this will be actually a pretty much just all around better solution. Would be great. Crafting right there, pattern terminal right there, and then facade, 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 facade. Beautiful. Look at that. Oh, that looks okay. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty slick. I ain't gonna lie. That looks pretty darn good in my opinion. You may have differing opinions, but you know what? I think it looks lovely. I think this could very well be the prettiest ME system we've ever made, and I'm actually pretty sure of that because I don't think I've ever done that before. So you know what? I'm going to stand by that. I'm going to say that this is probably the prettiest ME system that we're ever going to make. It's going to be right here, right now. This is looking pretty. It's looking pretty hype out of Skype, honestly. I would rate this pretty highly, actually. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty impressed with myself right now. All right, so there we go. Put these up in here. Whoops, nope, not far enough. Not far enough. Okay, and then let's go ahead and put those right there. Boop, boop. All right, cool. And of course, these have currently zero ability to function because they're not plugged into anything. So you might just be like, Choco, that's all fine and dandy, but it kind of seems like you don't have any ability to use what you just did. Yes, this is true, but we're getting there, all right? It's gonna be a process. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take, I can spare the extra one sea lantern. That should be okay. All right, so the sea lantern aside, I don't think I need these terminals anymore because I only really wanted one set per side. So plop, beautiful, and now I can just go ahead, run up to here and interact with these terminals as I need, and that should be all nice and dandy, I'd say. I do have some kind of plan for above-ish, maybe. We'll see. I've been playing around with an idea, and I am very scared to even think about it, so we're gonna have to see. But anywho, let's go ahead, head down here, and then let's kind of get this whole thing rocking and rolling. I need to break some blocks here. So what I would actually, I'll do the networking first. Okay, so what I would like to have happen here is I'd like to break these blocks down. Oh yeah, that's right. They're actually pretty thick. I forgot how thick the floors were here. I made them fairly thick. There they are. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and knock out this. I'm going to avoid doing builder stuff because I have a very, very bad fear right now that I'm going to do a builder and it's going to break everything. So if you're wondering, gee, Choco, you seem really comfortable with the whole builder thing. You don't seem so comfortable now. There's a reason for that. I'm just really scared. I really, really don't want to break anything. All right, so let's go ahead, run these cables down. Again, I know there's no reason for me to do this. This probably actually causes more harm than good, but I like symmetry, man. I don't know. I know some people are all about that life where it's like not symmetry, but or symmetrical wool, but it's not my thing, all right? It's not my jam. It's just not the way I operate. So, all right, cool. So we have all this set up, and this is gonna be the visible part, right? So this is where I would want to be able to check in and just see what's going on with our ME drives and whatever else. So I think we're gonna actually make this into our first, control drive hub. And so we'll see how this is gonna go down. But in order for me to actually even do this or have this conversation, we actually do need to set up the system so it works, because right now it's gonna do absolutely jack squat. So let me go find my AE2 buddies. All right, so I'm going to require a controller. I thought I had a controller somewhere. Maybe I got rid of it. I don't know. I don't know what I did with my controller. And no, okay. It was a long shot. I know it was kind of a long shot, but I was kind of hoping that we just had the controller just sitting around here somewhere. I'm really confused though. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure I had a controller. Well, whatever, I don't know. All right, so controller. I would like to make a controller, please. And these things have like weird rules. That always debates me every time. Every time the Futura block, every single time, without fail. It is so annoying, my lord. Sorry, I hate that so much that they put the Futura block that's like, hey. I'm like, oh, great, you can help me out. Nope, I am a lie. Dadgummit. Okay, Skystone Essence. I don't know, man. I just need some blocks. No, that's not it. Is this it? No, that's also not it. What? How? Oh, okay. I'm sitting here going, what the heck? Then how do I work with you? Alright, that should be fine. Alright, so some Skystone blocks into here. Now may I please make a controller block? Just kidding. I need to actually take you over to there. I don't know what I thought I was doing right there. Alright, so let me go ahead, go back here, do this. Boop, and then ME controller, beautiful, but I'm not going to do that 1,000 times, so we're just going to throw you into here, and then I'm going to have this. Again, one of the many, many reasons that should be becoming very clear as to why we did it the way we did in terms of going after EMC, because my lord, would this have been annoying without it. All right, so I would like to make my controller shenaniganry, if possible. Now, there's weird rules for controllers, right? So if I were to just expand this forever, you'd be like, oh, that sounds great, Choco. Just make a giant block of controller. I don't know why I did that. I shouldn't have done that. Because now I have a giant thing that I can't actually use. We can break it, don't worry. But I'm trying to illustrate a point. I'm trying to show off that I kind of know sort of what I'm doing, maybe. All right, it's an important moment for me, and I won't have anyone take it away. Actually, on this note, is there a better energy cell than dense, or is that like the best we can go? I think it might be the best we can go. It's phantom energy phase. What is a phantom energy? I'm not even going. Nope. We're walking away from that. All right, so dense energy cell does seem to be pretty darn good, so we're gonna go ahead and feed it into the great beyond. So boop. Just kidding, I said boop. I can't boop. Lagasp. Ooh, yeah. I learned cobblestone just now. What is happening with my life? All right. Ooh. Okay. This is not something I anticipated. I think it will be fine. Okay, energy acceptor though. Yeah, okay, energy acceptor, we're good to go. I can just rip you out and it'll be temporarily sad, but we'll be fine. We'll fix it. We'll fix it in a moment. Just wait, just hold on. Hold on to your pants. All right, energy acceptor. Boom, done. Except I want, 2 of them. Let's actually, screw it. Let's make a stack. It's just, maybe I don't know. No. Just don't tempt fate. Just do with what you know will work. All right. So we have that going. Ooh, that does remind me. Dimensional transceiver. I should be able to start thinking about this. I completely forgot about you. I'm actually pretty okay with flux points, in all honesty. I'm not too stressed about it. We can always replace it, I guess. But it does have an EMC value. Would this be terribly hard to get, I wonder? It's that Enderman head. It's just gonna take a while. All right, we're not gonna worry about this right now. Flux points, they'll do the trick just perfectly fine. All right, so flux points. I would like to have some more of those. Okay. Just in case. Just in case I need them. It should be fine. I can't really imagine a scenario where that's like not gonna end well for me, but there's always a first. Okay, so let's go ahead, go down, and I don't care about the cable anchors right now. All right, let me go ahead and just, ooh, I didn't even think about this actually. How do I want to, okay, so I suppose what I should do, this is gonna, again, I understand that there are some people whose blood pressure is just going through the roof right now. Try to deep breathe. Try to breathe deeply. And try not to freak out as you watch this. Hopefully you can live. All right, and then we'll just do that. All right, then let's get this whole thing online. What I'm hoping will happen here is that by having multiple flux points, it's going to ensure that these particular flux points and the energy acceptors running to them will remove the need for an energy acceptor. That's currently what my hope is. I'm hoping that by having multiple, that'll be okay, and I probably do want to have a dense energy acceptor somewhere. I might honestly make a ring of them right around this just to make sure that, actually, let's do that. Let's see if, I don't even remember how expensive it is to make a dense energy acceptor. Dense energy cells. What I meant to say, okay? Don't judge me. Well, I mean, the rest of it's EMCable, so I guess it's not gonna be too bad regardless. Shouldn't be too bad anyways. All right, let me hop on over here. So if I would like to make energy cells, it's such a weird thing that they don't have the ability for you to make energy cells through EMC. I don't know. I find this very odd. Let's see here. So if I would like to make these, we need a whole bunch of that. So if I'm making outer ring of that, that means 2, 4, 8, 12. I think I need 12. So let's go ahead and make 12 of you. No, I would like 12 of you. I could easily make a pattern. Yeah, let's do that. I don't know why I'm doing it this way. It's like I have the ability to do it now, and I just for some reason refuse to do it. I don't know, man. I don't know. My brain works in a funny way. I don't know. All right, pattern. Oh yeah, you are not going to play nice with me. Blank pattern. I would like for you to learn how to make this, and I would like for you to know how to make that, obviously minus the fact that it's full energy. Okay, cool. Throw those into here, which are on the corner, so they will not synthesize / be crafted quite as effectively as you would probably want them to, but that's okay. Okay, and let that run, do its thing. All right, now while that's going on, I can at least start working on the whole controller scheme. So controllers are basically going to increase the amount of channels that we can have in any given place. So that's the real big thing about them, is that we can go ahead and be like, oh, you know what, I want to have, I don't know, I want to have more than 32 channels on this particular thing, and I can have a controller block which will increase the number of channels, because each of these faces can hold 32 channels. So kind of neat. I'm going to go ahead and break you, because I don't know what the heck is happening. I actually thought that this would be valid, but apparently not. Okay, so it really does not want to play ball with another. Well, I'm trying to think if that would be true. No, we should be able to make the cage thing. I'm not really sure what that's all about. So, as you can see here, I'm building outward. It's all looking great. But then you throw it a curveball. Okay. Or make a liar out of me. Hello? Okay, there we go. There's a dead spot finally. I'm actually really confused. Okay, yeah. So whenever it turns red, it goes offline because there's certain kinds of configuration that you can't put the controller blocks into. I am extremely surprised that worked. I'm a little bit confused as to how that worked. I mean, it's okay. It's not bad that worked, but I'm just a little bit surprised. So let me go ahead and rip the whole lot down, and let's actually start making something that resembles what we would actually want to do for our enemy controller. So, okay, we're gonna put the dense energy cells there, and then I'm actually gonna do this. Whoops, this one was not part of the plan. It's okay, it's all right, it's all right. And ripping this on down. This will work. Nope, I screwed up. I screwed up big time. What did I screw up? I screwed up something. Oh, this one was too far. Herp derp? Okay. A smarter man would have actually realized that this was a great opportunity to vein mine the whole thing before I connected them all. But now it's too late, so now I'm going to have to pay for my actions by actually breaking down each of these blocks. Good job, Choco. Very well played. Very well played indeed. Alright, so let me go ahead and rip these all down. And I think this will be considered to be valid. I'm not 100% sure, but this should be valid. The one thing here that will be nice is that we can take those cables that we have going above, and I can spread them out a little bit, and I'll have them hit the top corner. It should be a-okay. This should be fine. This should be fine, guys. It should be fine. All right, so let me go ahead, break these down, and we'll know if we did it right if, number one, if this doesn't go red again, and number two, if I can also get this thing to not hate my guts and to run over here successfully. So you guys will see what I mean in a moment. So what I'm hoping to have here is I'm going to have these attached. I believe I could attach them just the way they are. I don't think that would cause a huge problem, but I'm going to connect them directly into the controller, into multiple places, which I have zero idea what kind of impact that has on the system, but that's actually, I guess the corners would be kind of tedious. Let's just do the sides. Again, not efficient, I get that, but we're doing it this way because I am crazy. Because I am insane. All right, so let's go ahead, break these blocks down. The symmetry is just so relaxing, you know? It feels good. It just feels good to be symmetrical. All right, dense cable, boom, boom. I have zero, oh wait, yeah. I'm like, it just lit up really well, and I am confused, but then I remembered that this is attached to power. That entire center part is attached to power. I am just dumb. You will also notice that there's one line here. I'm pretty sure that one tiny little band is actually going to be a theoretical, like, it's probably supposed to be saying that, like, oh yeah, by the way, you have 8 channels currently used, right? So normally one band is one channel on a smart cable, but on a dense cable it's going to be 8. 8? Is that true? Yes. Something. I don't know. It's something like that. You can... Maybe it is 13. I don't know. I'm starting to second guess myself. Like, wait a second. But if it's 8 and I could have... Is it 64? Maybe. I don't know, man. Yeah, 2 of 32 channels, and then some of these other ones, because they're further away or whatever, are going to have like different... Yeah, don't worry about this part. We have more channels than we need. If I, for whatever reason, want more channels, we have the ability to get them. Not a problem. So no worries. Do not worry yourselves about that. All right, so we have this whole EMI controller up here, right? Now, what I could theoretically do, I think, I'm going to see if this will work. Okay, so that I think I just found the max width, which seems about right, actually. So what I could theoretically do is I can expand this downward. So I could do, let's see, is that 7? No, it was 8? 8? Oh, wait, no, it is 7. Okay. It's 7 wide, and then if you go to the 8th one, it'll break. Right, okay, that makes more sense. I was like, I don't, this doesn't seem like what I remember. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I expect 8th one to break. Yep, so there you go. All right, perfect. Ha ha! Choco did a memory. You didn't think it was possible. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put these on down here. And again, this is far more channels than I am realistically going to require for, debatably, maybe even my whole base. I don't know. It's really hard for me to just like make that statement right now, but this is a ludicrous number. Like each of these faces is worth 32, right? A dense cable can go into each one of these sides. So I have a ridiculous number that is currently possible, like far more than what I can imagine I would need to worry about. I don't, yeah, so if I can't just like expand the shape that way. Okay, good. Good to know. Now I can have multiple EMI controllers technically involved if I were to bridge them. I think if I bridge them, things will be not breaking. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I'm feeling pretty confident about that answer. All right, so we have this. We have this giant thing of beautiful, beautiful controllers. It looks gorgeous. I'm very pleased with it. We're now going to go ahead and Spider-Man this bad boy out. So let me go ahead. So we're going to leave the controller inside where it is. And then I am going to run these downward. And again, I haven't forgotten about the energy cell. Don't worry. The energy cells, we'll get them before we are done. Hopefully. Hopefully I don't forget. As of right this moment, I haven't forgotten. But there... What did I do? Oh! Whoops. Why are dense smart cables... Okay, I don't know. That makes no sense. I just basically vein mined the anchors, and the anchors and I guess the dense cables share the same like vein mining thing. That's actually good to know. Because, yeah, that's not something I knew. That's something I really did not know. Let's see. Cable anchors, you can go in here for now. And actually, let's see if it's done. It probably is done. Are they done? No, you're still going? Really? What? Huh? I am lost. Why are you not working? 12 dense energy cells, 96 energy cells. What's happening here? Cancel. Okay, so it made this part fine. What happened? Why are you not able to figure the... What? What? Okay, a little bit I guess. I don't know. That was strange. I would love to be able to say I know exactly what happened there, but I really don't. That was odd. All right, let's go ahead and fill this all up now with these nice little energy cells. And the whole point of the energy cells, of course, is to make sure that there's always power in the system. Yeah, they should all start filling up. I don't know why they wouldn't fill up. Are you guys really not going to fill up? What's going on here? Why are you not filling? You should be filling. Fill, darn you, fill! These kinds of moments to me is what confuses me. I don't understand why this is not filling. Is it just taking some time to route the energy? I don't... Why is it not filling? Like some of them are... Oh, it is filling. It's just filling like super duper weirdly. Okay. It is filling. It's just doing it in a very odd way. I don't know, man. I just work here. All right, so let's go ahead and get these dense cables going. It doesn't matter. As long as they work, it really doesn't make a lick of difference. It shouldn't, in theory, yeah, it shouldn't even matter. Like what I'm doing right there shouldn't even have to come into play with the energy cells. It's more of just like in case something goes wrong and backup and blah, blah, blah. And I think there's a great speech that we can look up from, what was it? The Arrow? What was it? Malcolm Merlin. I think he's like, if there's one thing I've learned in business, and then I'll leave it for you guys to find out the rest of that quote. I think that's what he says. If there's one thing I've learned in business, and then there's a line that completes it. All right, so there we go. We have our little dense cables all ready to rock and roll. Very nice. And then I just need to, I'm going to need way more dense cables than this. I'm going to need so many more dense cables than this. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm actually just going to need a whole bunch of cables in general. First off, is this now on? Yes, it is. Cool. So you can see the device is online. Awesome. That is exactly what I want to see. And then we are going to go ahead and get some more cables in our lives. Cable. And then take said cables and run them down. We're gonna run them on down. Okay, and then dense cable. And these ones will have differing functionality. So these ones are gonna be a little bit different. In that these cables all have their own particular things that they're responsible for, as opposed to where earlier it was just kind of like a giant mess of cables that was just like, yeah, every cable for itself. Because what happens there, and I could be wrong, but I think the way that works is that it's supposed to be that they will look for the closest thing. So if they'll look for like the shortest path, it's like path of least resistance, I guess, but they're looking for the shortest path to get from like point A to point B. So if I have a device online and I have cables all like tangled up and they have multiple paths they could theoretically take, they will take the one that is shortest. That is really not cool. They replace your cables with like anything, like cable anchor, sure, small smart cable, sure, they're all the same thing, but they're not, Gabe. They're not. They are all very different. Don't you do it. Okay, go down. Nope, wrong. Alrighty, dense cable. Wrong. Alright, dense cable. Very cool. Alright, so we got ourselves some dense cables all running on down. Looking pretty neat, actually, to be completely honest with you. There is some stuff that I want to do eventually with the space, but not right meow. So we're going to go ahead and break here. I probably should have done this before. That would have been smart. Okay, I'm going to break one of these. We're going to break some of these cables here. Okay, that will lead downward. Beautiful. And we just gotta poke holes everywhere here now. Okay. Let's just break these first. I'm gonna have to run extra line anyway, so this is not really a big deal. Alright. 6, yeah, okay. So let's go ahead, dig these down. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. And then do this. That was really weird. I don't know if you heard me just like breathe really strangely. I think I was like trying to breathe, but then like a little burp tried to like find its way up. I don't know, man. Probably a little bit TMI. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry at the same time. We don't hide anything here. Not in this house. All right. Down we go, down we go. All right, cool. So now we have all these cables, yes? And I am going to go ahead and take these cables and we are going to run them down into here. Now, this is the part where I'm running off of memory. I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to do this right. I think we'll do it right. Well, actually, I guess we could just run them a little more basically than that. I didn't even think about this. You know what? We could. Hold on. There's actually a really... Yeah, there's a really nice, easy way that I can do this. Just run the cable all the way down. I don't know why I never thought of that, but yeah, this would totally work. This was not what I originally had planned. Why would that not work? Brain, why did you tell me I shouldn't do this? What is happening? I distinctly remember telling myself I shouldn't do this at some point, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't know why I wouldn't. And the idea would be I would just stack all these with drives and make a straight conga line up. I can't think of a reason. I have no idea why I wouldn't do that. I think we're just gonna do that. I can't think of why I wouldn't, so that's what we're doing. All right, so dense cables, very good, very good. All right, cool. Also, the mini-map changing, it makes me so happy. I don't know why, I get a kick out of the mini-map actually, just watching it kind of change. Makes cool little designs, I think. I don't know. I love that the mini-map also shows shadows. It's really like, I know it's probably like not the most important thing to a lot of you, but I don't know, I get a kick out of it. I get a kick out of it. Okay, and then down we go. Booyakasha. And we should have enough to see it through. So down here, obviously, that particular area doesn't have any valid place for me to put down, or like it doesn't have any like valid place for me to typically walk around and interact with things. So I'm not too terribly concerned, Kiss, about that. Now, am I just short? Please. Okay, good. We have some more. All right. So as you can see here, it's saying 1 of 32 channels. This is not going to be the home of this ME drive. It still apparently thinks there's 32 channels. Okay, there it goes. I was like, it's still there? Question mark. All right, so in theory, what I should be able to do, and what I'm thinking is I just run this all the way up. Maybe I had thought no to that because it's not going to be enough. Is that what I thought? Yeah, whatever. I can live with that. I can live with that. All right, so we're just gonna run this on down. 'Cause yeah, that seems perfectly reasonable. And then each of these ME drives, so there's 18 in this. So it goes by like this one has to carry all the bottom ones, but obviously as you go down, it's not going to have to hold quite as many because there's not as many things running through it. But the very top ones we have to go off of. So we have 18 ME drives here. Yeah, I think 18 should be fine. Again, I'm not really sure in what situation this would not be okay, but for what we're doing and what my plan is, I think this will be a-okay. I think we'll be just groovy with this. And I did just say that will be just groovy. Can't change me. I am who I am. All right, so let's go ahead, and I guess I don't need these smart cables actually. Like we'll need them eventually, I'm sure, but honestly, I don't really need them. Smart cables just make things look a little bit nicer, make grouping a little bit easier in my mind. I'm sure there's like better reasons to use them, but in my mind, they're just for like organization purposes and stuff like that. All right, so I'm going to need way more drives. So I'm going to need 18 times 3 is 54. Yeah, so I have 8 of them total. I think I've done 2. Someone wants 6 worth more, so that should be enough, right? That makes sense. I think that makes sense. That makes sense to me. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Sketchy math. Oh man. Oh, and actually, I guess while I'm here, because we're doing it this way, I'm going to go ahead and get some sea lanterns. And we're going to light that whole bottom area up with some sea lanterns, I think. Methinks we do that. To make it look a little bit nicer down here. Because even though I don't plan to like be in this area a whole lot, it would be nice if I do come down that I don't look at it and cringe and go, oh God, my eyes are offended. Like, I don't want that to be my immediate reaction to whenever I look at my own thing. You know, it has to be presentable to some degree. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to be like somewhat like, oh yeah, you tried a little bit. It wasn't a whole lot that he tried, but you tried a little bit. All right, put these all down. And I do want them facing outward. Otherwise, I would totally just build them by like going downward, just LOL clicking all the way through. But I want them to be facing towards me so I can see what the status is of how full each of these drives are. So if you were curious as to why I am seemingly doing this in a very tedious way as opposed to a normal way, and there probably is a much better way of doing this, that is the reason why. So effectively, for those of you who are super savvy, not a good reason. For those of you who are like me, who are a little bit derpy when it comes to these things, it's because I don't know the better way. And also, by the way, for those of you watching on YouTube, you will still not, so like, kind of like the build episode, for the stream as well, they will not have actually seen this process. So whenever this video goes up, that'll be the first time everyone's seeing this whole process of me putting together all these different elements of my base. And this will be several episodes, just as a forewarning. There will be several episodes. There is almost definitely going to have to be some that are time-lapse videos, so I don't really... Okay, I don't know why I'm suddenly a network engineer, but sure. But yeah, that's almost certainly going to have to be a thing, just by virtue of what we're doing. All right, so... honestly, I don't need that mega torch there anymore, because this should be a generous amount of brightness for our needs. Okay, not sure why my character threw out sea lanterns. That was kind of odd. Okay, so there we go. It actually looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty decent to me. Do we want to put facades on there? How would that look? I kind of no. I don't want the facade. I think I actually like it with the cable visible. It just looks neat. It looks kind of neato. I like it. All right. So now we have all these drives here, right? This should be enough for me to, if I come back from something and I'm just like, we're in the middle of changing what we're doing and I have just stuff in my inventory, I'm like, get out. This should be more than enough. If it's 18, actually I'm going to whip out a calculator because I am certainly going to screw this up. So if I have 18 per, and then I have a total of 8 of them inside of here, so 18 times 8, right? That's going to be a grand total of 144 drives. Now 144 drives, you take that and then you weigh that against the 60, I'm going to say 63 different kinds of items we can hold in here. So as long as I don't have more than 9,072 unique items, we should be Gucci. Now, of course, if I also have like a ludicrous amount, if I have like billions of, I don't know, cobblestone or something, then yes, that could also cause potential issues. But let's assume that that doesn't become a real big thing. I don't know why that would, but let's assume that won't become a very big thing. If that does happen, that means I'm not managing my inventory well, where I have to make them work with like storage buses and other methods of containment, because ME is fantastic for a lot of different storage things. It, for whatever reason, does not like going over uniques, which I still think is kind of strange, but then I can kind of understand why. It's, I don't know, I have a love-hate relationship with ME. But the other thing is that it's not really meant for, in my opinion, not meant for being the primary storage system for tons of one thing. Like I would, for this thing right here, I would not put this into an ME. It could hold it with the extra storage cell thingy that we have, but no, that's not gonna be what we do. All right, so there are our beautiful storage cells. I would like to have, oh, so very many of you. And this part is kind of scary to me because I don't think this would be the case, but I'm a little bit nervous. You know what I could do? I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier, but I could totally do this. I don't know why not. I can just rip you up. And I could just take you with me, and I'm just going to use you as I need, because I'm not going to go back and forth that way. That sounds like a lot better of a plan. Yes, okay, this was a much better plan. Good job, Joko. Good brain moment. All right, so let me go ahead, dump all these drives in. Oh, just look at them. Oh, if that, oh man, I'm not gonna lie, I might have swooned a little bit there. That was one of the most beautiful things I think I've ever seen. It's just so cool. All right, sorry, I will stop being a nerd. That's a lie, I'm not gonna stop being a nerd. I will try to restrain my nerdiness in some degree. But dang, that is awesome. Because each of these, remember, this is 16 million, right? It can hold 16 million of one item. And this is for 63 different guys. Oh, I'm telling you, fam, if that's not enough to make you just go like, wow, this is pretty neat. I don't know what else. I don't know what you want. Oh, this is like a hoarder's dream. It's I should know, but yeah, no, this is pretty cool. I'm pretty down. This is pretty exciting stuff. So let me go ahead and throw these into here. Oh man, just look at it go. It's just going. Oh, it's so beautiful. All right, so ahead, throw these into here. Oh, that is gorgeous. You cannot tell me that's not gorgeous. It is gorgeous. Oh, and look, like we've been doing a couple of like things of back and forth. We're still going. We're still going strong. Okay, tell you what, we're gonna do a little cut schedules here, and then I'll be back. Whenever I finish filling this in, because this is going to take a while and I'm going to be cackling the whole time, and that's not very flattering. So I will be right back. Maybe time lapse. We'll see. Okay, here it is. Boom. All full and ready to roll. And again, we're talking about something with 9,072 unique items. And I don't know, because like the 64 tends to be kind of scary. I think it's supposed to be 64 items, but let's just call it 63 per. So that means that we can hold, like, I don't even know. I can't even imagine if it's going to be something feasible where it's like we would even come remotely close. And within that, remember that each of these is housing a over 16 million item capacity per slot of those 63. It's just wild. It's just wild to think about, right? Like, I don't think it ends up being that you can use that many item spots for each of the slots of the 63. So it's not like 16 million times 63, but it's 16 million among all the storage for this stuff. I forget, it's gonna end up being like hundreds of thousands I can hold in there. This should be more than ample for what I'm doing. And even if I were to spill over, if I have something that's like million or whatever, there should be enough drives in here to keep me going for a while. And we can expand this too. There's nothing that's like, okay, that's it, we're done. Remember that we are using just one dense cable, and we have a whole lot more that we could theoretically do with this. There are other things that are in applied energistics as well, that we haven't even really messed with yet. I can't quite remember what it's called, but there is something that allows us to basically bridge a giant amount of space between distances to make certain things happen. So that's kind of neat. I haven't messed with that yet. I'm not going to get into that right now, but either way, kind of cool. So let's start migrating. Let's start migrating some stuff. Let's start, putting things in there, and let's make that our official Feels Good Man hub. I am really like, I am stoked about this. I'm actually really excited for this because this is a huge shift. This is a huge move from us having this little sketchy operation to actually having a legit, like, pretty darn good operation going on. So I'm pretty excited about this. I'm pretty happy. So let's see here. I'm going to need to rip out you and you. And as kind of an added little side note here, obviously I need to bring these items into the system, right? Because it's currently as it is, it's not going to work. So we're going to have to import them. Importing items from other ME drives shouldn't be that big of a thing that happens too often, but we can do this fairly easily. I actually have to do something kind of goofy here. I'm going to need to... let me think here. I'm going to need to import it out of one and into an export, I think, on this thing. So I don't know where the items will travel, but let's see. Let's just kind of take a gander here, because these are all like little peasant drives, little peasantly drives. All right, so let's see, transmutation table. I also cannot put an engineering processor. Okay, I kind of thought that would be a thing, but I guess not. Alrighty, so ME drive, storage bus I don't need right this second. I will happily learn it though. Drive. I suppose I will need to put down 2 of you. Okay, and then let's go ahead, fill that one up. This will be a little bit short because we got some that are also back there. Alright, let's go pick up the last of them, and then we should be able to throw together an import bus and export bus, and we should be pretty well on our way. We can start importing things here, and this means that this whole operation is not really important. Now, obviously, there is one fairly big thing that you will have realized probably at this point, like, Choco, you're forgetting. Yeah, it's not hooked up to a crafting thing. That's something that we have to work on in a little bit here, but it's not something that I'm going to worry about right this particular second, because that's going to probably be the next episode where we start getting our actual crafting doodads and everything ready to rock and roll. Just because I just don't think we're quite ready for that yet. Slash, I don't want to do it this particular episode. Just, it's a lot of stuff. It is a lot of stuff. ME import bus. Okay, I was wondering if I had the thing learned. Oh, sticky pistons. Yikes. Potentially? Well, is that going to be true? trying to think of how I want to do this. All right, so I'm going to... I mean, I guess I could just throw these up there too. There's the other option of I can just take the drives, these 2 drives, shove them up in there somewhere, and then they'll work, and they'll just kind of continue being what they are. But nah. We've gone this far. I have to go all the way. We have to get this actually properly working. What in the world? Oh, it's just constantly freaking out about the items. I saw the red dots. Like, there's an item dropped up there? Shouldn't be. Rum-bum-bum. Oh, I don't know why I came back up here. I need to use the flux point. I don't know what I'm doing up here. All right, flux point. So let's get a flux point up and running. Slap that onto that. Netquay. All right, so the drives are now online, and then I should. Let's go ahead and take a crafting terminal, and. Okay, I admit I kind of deserve that. That was pretty dumb on my part. Okay, so there we go. All right, all this cool stuff. I would like an import bus. Sweet, we had one. And then I would like an export bus. And also, side note, I am going to 100% need to make... I'm going to 100% need to make the... fluid versions as well, because we have fluid cows and other junk that I would like to maintain. Also, I'm not sure what's going on with the conduits. This is kind of like a random little side note thing here that I'm going to add in. It's just kind of a little tidbit. We are definitely we're gonna want, for sure, we're gonna want to get some better system than what we got going on with conduits and stuff right now. It's sketchy at best. It is not a great situation. So I'm gonna have to play around with some things here and there, but yes, that is also something that the fluid conduits for the cows, I don't think are gonna cut it. Granted, they're traveling ridiculously long distances for, you know, what they're supposed to be doing, but even so, I think it's a little bit extreme. I think it's a little bit it makes me unhappy to see that there's fluid in the tubes, even though I don't know if there are actually fluids in the tubes. It might just be like an indication thing, but it's getting under my skin, man. it's getting a little bit aggravating to just look at it and go, it's just sitting there. It's just sitting there waiting. And I would like to make an annihilation core. We'll EMC both of these things just so we can have them done and done. All right, cool. All right, so step 1 of AE2 system is now complete-orino. We have, let me go ahead and, actually, I guess we'll just take the cores and just throw them all in there and then just grab a stack, because why not? All right, so we now have these in here. I should be able to make my export bus just fine. Beautiful. And then, oh God bless, acceleration cards. Okay, cool. I was like, I wonder if acceleration cards have EMC. They might not, but thankfully they do. They do. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful day. Everything's coming up, Choco. I love it. All right, so let's go ahead and... no? All right, we're just gonna... I'll never know. I have to rebuild them anyways. All right, so let's go ahead and... what am I doing? I'm doing acceleration card in here. Okay. And then now we have a bunch of acceleration cards. Beautiful. Okay, so now what I would like to do is I'm going to take... Oh, I guess we could use a dense cable. I wasn't planning on using it, but we can certainly do that, I guess. All right, so I would like to first get an import bus. Make sure that's going the right way, which I don't think it is. All right, maybe I should start with the export bus. I'm trying to think of... I needed... No, this is not working. Okay, no, I did that wrong. All right, I'm trying to think, like, did this work? Export bus, like so, perhaps? Yeah, that looks correct. Okay, and then I would like to take... it doesn't really matter what kind of cable I get. We'll use peasant cable. And then... Oh, actually... I need a couple more cables than that, if possible. Thank you. Alrighty, and then nope, incorrect. I suppose what I could do is I could put a chest right there. Can I just put a chest there? Can I make a chest? Question mark. Ugh, I tell you, these are the kind of problems. These are the kind of problems we could just completely avoid if I just, you know, had the system up and running right here, right now. Thankfully, EMC is here to hold my hand. It's here to tell me that things are gonna be okay. I don't know why I put it down there. All right, so I guess we'll just put that there. Is it backwards? All right, regardless. So this part, that is for sure is gonna be something. I think it might be backwards then. Strange, okay. Crafting terminal here, just so if I snap it, I don't have to snap the whole thing again. And then export bus like that, or maybe the other way around? I'm trying to think how this will work. Trying to think of how we can get these two happen. So I want the skinny side. Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's because there's just too much stuff. Maybe that's the problem. Let me see. How can we move? Let's see here. Let me see. Well, apparently there's something called the I/O port. Is that still a thing? Spatial MEIO port? Sure. This is gonna require a bunch of junk. Okay, let's try. Let's make one. I'm not entirely sure how this is gonna work, but we're gonna see what we can do here. So MEIO port. I'm missing the 2 ME drives and a logic processor, to the surprise of absolutely no one. So ME drives, I'm going to require 2. And then I'm going to need processors. Alright, so we'll put those in there. I'm going to need a Gildan processor. And there we go. Grab from here. Oh, I ran that way. All right, grab from here a logic processor, please and thank you. Beautiful. All right, and then we'll go back down. Should be as easy as all that. I'm gonna actually learn these two on the off chance I actually need. Oh, for goodness sake, game. Oh, it's a logic processor. Never mind, that's my bad. That is 100% my bad. All right, MEIO port, storage cell shuffle. That looks good. That sounds like something that is what I want to have happen here. Okay, and then slap that here. Ah, okay, so I just take the actual cells themselves and I just dump them in here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, that was fast. That was much faster than I thought it would be. Okay, and whoops, and I would like to take stuff from here and drain them, which they are now drained. Perfect. And I'm just restoring them in here because, as you can see here now, this is full. And then, honestly, I don't know if I want to learn 64 cami storage cells. I don't think I do, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take one of these big boy cells, and I'm going to hold on to it just for a second here. Okay, and then I'm going to take one of the, well, yeah, I'm going to take one of these, and then we're just going to store, we're going to store the 64Ks in case somewhere down the line I just decide I want it or whatever. It doesn't really make that much of a difference, but we're just going to hold them in there. Okay, so there it goes. Emptying, emptying, emptying. Now this we do expect to take a little bit of time. I guess I put acceleration cards with that. Okay, well, that made it seem go like it, that made it seem go. Me English is good, man. But that made it seem like it was going pretty quickly. Okay, so now all that stuff is out of the way. So then if I were to put the storage cells here, they are all green, they are all empty, beautiful. And just like that, that's it. We're done. That's the end of that. So let me go ahead and rip that out. It's okay. I can fix it. It's fine. Not my best moment. All right. It was it's not exactly the best moment we've had, but that's okay. That's things happen. All right, put these into here. I'm storing all kinds of nonsense in here. All right, and then we'll throw some of those cables into there. Cables that I will undoubtedly need in about a second, but for right now, let's not focus on that, shall we? Dang it. Brain, we were doing so well. We were killing it for a little bit there. Now look at us. Oh dear, it's saying like there's nothing used on here. I don't know why it's saying that we can't just have them merge. They should all be empty. I don't know what's going on with that. Who knows? I certainly don't, because that looks like they're empty to me, so whatever. But anyways, this works now. Hooray! So we have upgraded from our little, like, tiny thing over there to the giant thing here. So good. Let me go ahead and grab these. The ME drives can go back in. Flexible I'm going to hold on to. You never know. Could be useful. And let's go ahead and fix the giant cable I ripped down. Okay, it's all right. It only ripped down, you know, this one thing. Thankfully, it didn't rip out like everything. Oh God, I can't even imagine how angry I would be if that happened. Imagine if it broke the ME drives. That actually would have made me cry. I think I would have just stopped right there and just wept for a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not that strong of a man for that. That would have actually made me very, very sad. All right, so there it goes. Online, beautiful, perfect. Now here is the real test. Okay, this is gonna be the thing that helps me to determine if this is working the way that I want it to. Oh geez, is there something that I know I'm going to be using a lot of in the future? Redstone, I guess I use a lot of redstone. Okay, so let's go ahead and just fill up our inventory with a lot of redstone, yeah? Now, the one problem that we had with our old thing was that until we added the energy cell, it kind of like would flicker on and off. I want to see if that will happen now. Nope, it just, boom, tanks it. Awesome! I know, again, a lot of people are going to be really questioning, like, why is he really excited about that part? It's just, oh, fam, it makes me feel real good, man. It makes me feel real good. All right, so the next step, so we have this done. The basic thing of all this is now ready to go. We have some more things that I'm going to actually be doing inside of the space, But for right this particular minute, that's fine. And as like a little side note here, right? So this is Y12 that we were standing on a moment ago. And spatially, what we have going on now is we have this down here, right? We have this giant area, but the 12 is going to be above our heads by a little bit. But we do have this extra area here. If I really were to need some extra space, I could even put it there, but we can also make some other ME network shenaniganry that should be able to fix it up. But again, I think this is enough. I could be wrong. I could be horribly wrong. I might be like, oh, I'm out of space day one or something weird. I mean, I guess that's not possible because day one already passed, but like, who knows? Maybe one day I'll need to expand it. But again, I think that should be doable, especially if I, manage my inventory in not a stupid way, which is... It's a stupid way right now. I'm going to be honest. we have a lot more to go. Oh, and actually, let's see which drives they've started working on. I'm curious. I'm assuming it's going to be one of the top ones. Yep, they're there. So you can see here, it's because we have a lot of different kinds of items, but it seems to be the case that, yeah, these things are full. They haven't filled up like the stacks, but they filled up the different variety of items. It looks like that's the only one though. It should be one of the top ones. I don't know why it would be not, because this should be the closest ones to them. So it looks like this one in general, just the one that's being filled up. Is there, yeah, so there's like 7 of 63 in there. So wow, okay, apparently we just had like a really weird abundance of items that was just clogging up our system. We have not used that many. We have so many more that we can do. Anywho, all right, that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up, I think, for this episode. Oh wait, this is kind of looking sketchy here. What? Does this add light? Whoops. Oh, come on! Okay, whatever. Yeah, okay. I'm going to need to rip them down. So if I put a facade there, okay, it doesn't add light. That's lame. That's kind of dumb. Whatever, that's okay. All right, so I'm just gonna rip these cables for a moment. Just so I can add facades there, so it's not like this weird gap. I don't know. I don't think that the weird gap looks very flattering. All right, and whoop. There we are. Cool. Because the cables will continue to run through the facade. The facades are like pretty much non-existent blocks. I believe they are treated as solid objects, but because of the way that they work, they just don't. The cables are just set up in such a way that they just don't interact with it. So cool. All right, so everything's up and running. Everything's looking pretty good. We have things that are looking like it's actually meant to be things. Awesome. So next step is going to be, I'm going to want to set up for myself. We have the storage system now all set. I'm probably going to start thinking about getting our better reactor up, because this reactor has been fine. It's been great. But I think it's time that we start considering if we want to build this up to be a bigger reactor, which is going to be a whole lot of guesswork on my side. I'm going to be honest here. There's going to be a lot of just me not sure about what I'm doing, but we'll poke around with that. Other things that we have on the kind of docket for us to do, and also this kind of an eyesore. I would like to start cleaning this all up. And we need to actually get some of this mystical agriculture stuff ready to rock and roll. Into their own specific storage buses and stuff like that. There is also going to end up being quite a few little doodads here and there that we're going to need to square away. Like we're going to need to get the sieves and stuff up and running, for example. And so that's going to have to be all set up and done. The draconic machines and stuff, I don't know. I think there are ways to automate them and stuff as well. So it'll probably need to happen, but I'm kind of hoping I don't have to deal with it. But regardless, in the near future, the thing for sure that we're going to be looking at is this reactor, just because I think it would be nice to just have that squared away and done. And then we're going to go ahead and after we get the reactor all set and done, then I'm probably going to work on getting a lot of these machines up and running. And I think once that's underway, I think we'll be in pretty good shape. But anyways, a pretty nice episode for us just to appreciate what's going on. The next one, the reactor one, is going to be a lot of time-lapse reactor building. Depending upon how I'm feeling, I might feel a little bit more adventurous and do some other things as well, but I think we're going to stick to reactor being the plan. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, consider leaving a like rating down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, you're enjoying the content. Hit the bell button so you get notifications and just whenever I'm around and stream, or not streaming, whenever a video goes up. Although if you do follow me on Twitch, you should get a notification, I think, of whenever I'm streaming. So if you want to check me out there, that's also fine. But as always, and most importantly, make sure you guys take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful and safe day. Until next time, ciao for now.